From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Just ahead of 6:30, coronavirus cases increase. Public mask wearing mandates are popping up across the country. Coming up, chance we may see something similar for the state of Montana.
What's a business to do if they find out one of their employees tests positive for COVID-19? I'm Gabby Crevitt, and coming up, I'll let you know what the Gallatin City County Health Department says.
And they'll be continuing to talk about that coming up at their meeting at 7 o'clock. But right now, beautiful day outside, clear, sunny. Temperature
Need a jacket.
nice.
Yeah, you need a jacket
A
on the way
little
out the
chilly.
door.
Right.
Of course, we're out on the Billion Auto Weather patio coming up.
Nice.
I'm safe. Temperatures into the 30s and 40s. Is it Monday? No, it's Tuesday.
boy.
It is your Monday.
It's your
That's it.
Monday.
See what happens when we give them a day off?
I
You
know.
might be out for a few days.
Oh, no. Oh,
It was
you
just a
put
tickle.
downer to my, it was. Temperatures into the 70s for the early part of the morning. See if I drink another cup of coffee or not.
That'll work.
It will. Temperatures are going to warm up later this week. We'll break down your forecast coming up.
Thank you very much, Matt. The Gallatin City County Board of Health is meeting this morning to talk about a possible local mask ordinance to fight a growing COVID-19 outbreak.
That meeting being held at the Commons at Baxter and Love because of the extra room it affords to allow for proper social distancing. Now our Cody Boyer is there, where both he and Gabby Crevitt will be covering this meeting this morning. Cody, what can we expect from that meeting?
Seeing inside of the Commons right now, as you can see, there are
That.
here. They're all socially distanced across.
Obviously having some audio problems there with Cody's feed. We will work to get back to that again. Gallatin City County Health Department meeting here in about 29 minutes to discuss that mask issue.
Yep. Meantime, retail leaders across the country are asking governors to make masks mandatory in public spaces.
But as MTN's Matt Holsefeld reports, we shouldn't expect a statewide mask mandate in Montana anytime soon.
Here in Cascade County, as is the case with most of the rest of Montana, masks in public spaces are recommended but not required. Earlier in July, the Retail Industry Leaders Association sent a letter to the National Governors Association asking the governor of any state that didn't already have a statewide mask requirement to put one in place. Here in Montana, although Governor Steve Bulk continues to implore Montanans to wear masks whenever social distancing isn't possible, it seems as though a statewide mask mandate isn't coming anytime soon.
In response to the July 6th letter, Governor Bullock said, quote, "I'm heartened that several associations representing businesses, restaurants, taverns, breweries, and more have called on Montanans to wear masks when social distancing is not possible, and many groups have requested their members require frontline workers to wear masks and work together to stay open. I remain hopeful that Montanans will take seriously the recommendations of all those who work on the front lines so that we don't have to get to the point of a mandate on masks."
I'd make it mandatory. There's a lot of places I've gone to in town that they're not wearing masks either. You know, people have gotten lax. Cases are really increasing all over the United States again.
Many businesses are asking people to wear masks, but not requiring them.
We're not mandating masks. If you do come in wearing a mask, I will more than happy put mine on. If you don't, I will definitely keep my social distancing 6 feet apart.
I can't make people wear masks, you know, but I think masks should be enforced again.
Both business owners say that not everyone that comes in now has a mask on.
Lately, I've seen people more relaxed now, so I'm seeing about 30% wearing masks and the rest not.
50-50 actually. I mean, like I said, if they're not coming in today, I haven't seen anybody wearing a mask, but I know I've got somebody coming in that will be wearing one.
So far, it's been up to individual counties in Montana to put mask mandates in place. Elsewhere in the country, the number of states requiring masks in some capacity is now over 20. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Now, so far, Missoula County, Bighorn County are the only two in the state to approve mask requirements. But again, Gallatin County voting on that at 7 o'clock this morning.
And with the recent temporary closure of a few downtown businesses in Bozeman, some people are wondering what the health department policy is on possible COVID-19 exposures in businesses. MTN's Gabby Crevitt has the details on what you can expect.
Suppose you're a business owner in Gallatin County during the pandemic and one of your employees tests positive for COVID-19. What's your plan? According to the Gallatin City County Health Department, the decision to temporarily close the location or inform the public about the possible exposure is on the business owner.
Should one of our employees test positive, we would close the restaurant down for 2 weeks and quarantine everybody on staff.
Cassie Colombo co-owns Colombo's Pizza in Bozeman with her mother. She says if the worst case scenario happens, there's no question what they'd do.
I've seen so much responsibility as far as being proactive about it.
Last week, Open Range in downtown Bozeman closed its doors after an employee tested positive for COVID-19. The Rockin R Bar closed last weekend until Tuesday after a possible COVID-19 exposure. These actions were done out of an abundance of caution, not as an order by the health department. Alan Miller owns a gym in Manhattan. He says his business has been prepared since the pandemic started. He deep cleans and fogs his gym every night.
If we close for 5 days, nothing would change because everything gets cleaned every day. So there's really, us closing for 5 days wouldn't help anything.
The Gallatin City County Health Department says employees who test positive must quarantine. If other workers have been in close contact, they are required to quarantine as well. This could lead to a business temporarily closing its doors because of a staff shortage. And when it comes to informing the public about a possible COVID exposure, while not required, most businesses I talk to from Manhattan to Bozeman say they want to ensure transparency to their clients.
We would absolutely want everyone to know. We want everyone to be as safe as possible.
We have a lot of people's emails, addresses and stuff. We're actually, since this, we've started building up that database too, so it would probably go out through an email.
In Gallatin County, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
So the pandemic has exacerbated a problem with prescription medication. People losing or changing insurance, maybe paying more or just not filling them.
If there's a time to take the best care of yourself that you possibly can, it's now. Because we also know with the global pandemic, with coronavirus, the healthier you are, should you contract the illness going in, the better your outcome is likely to be.
Dr. Holly Phillips says she saw people at the beginning of the pandemic rationing medication because they were afraid they might run out. Now getting prescriptions has become even more of a financial hardship with the economic crisis. On top of that, insurance companies are dropping medications more now than ever. This graph here shows CVS Health and Express Scripts are covering fewer each year. That's according to the Drug Channels Institute. The reasons are complicated, but profits and negotiating with competing drug companies that make similar medications play a role. And there's another little-known issue.
Most health plans now actually require you to use a specific network or pharmacies to fill your prescription. If you go outside of that network, your claim can be denied, and your insurer might require you to pay more in terms of a copay or pay in full.
That's why it's important to check if your pharmacy is in network for your coverage and that they haven't dropped a medication you need. Other reasons medicines get denied coverage are pharmacies have old insurance information or a medication was called in more than once. But even without insurance, you can still pay less. There are coupon websites like RxSaver. You could ask for a cash price. Mail orders might get you a better deal, or your doctor may be able to find an alternative medication that is cheaper or covered by insurance.
Just do a little research. 6:38 now, Rockin the Rivers Music Festival has pulled the plug for 2020. 3-day music fest near Three Forks brings in thousands of people every year. An article on its website shows the festival has been postponed now until August of next year. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they say the safety of bands, vendors, and concert goers, the most important consideration. All ticket sales and campsite reservations will be honored for next year's Rockin the Rivers. Also, Yellowstone National Park continues to see a decrease in visitor number compared to the same time in June of 2019, but visitation did go up as the month of June went on. In all, the park hosted more than 534,000 visits in June of this year. That's a 32% decrease from June of 2019. In the last 10 days of June, though, traffic counts range from 90 to 116% of the 2019 numbers. So far this year, the park's visits are down 49% from the same period last year.
And right now we're just about 21 minutes out from the Gallatin City County Board of Health meeting that's taking place at the Commons at Baxter and Love. Our Cody Boyer is there to tell us a little bit more about what they're discussing this morning, including a possible mask ordinance for the county. Cody.
Hey, good morning, Caitlin. Right off the bat, I'm going to address my mic issue. I'm going off of the shotgun mic on my camera, so if there's any audio issues at all, that's explaining that. But if you take a look behind me here, I'll even step out of the shot. This is the setting that we're looking at here inside the Commons. They have seats, a little over 80, if I've counted correctly, seats that are all socially spaced out, socially distanced out here in the Commons. Better to accommodate more people than, say, the Gallatin County Community Room in the county building downtown. And the main topic on the agenda of consideration, at least for the Gallatin City County Board of Health, is, as you said, the mask requirement that would be considered for public indoor spaces, such as restaurants, such as bars, and other things like that, government buildings, schools, including just other public indoor spaces that are widely used in foot traffic. Now, also, there have been already a few people here that are voicing their concerns. We've heard from them throughout the week as well, and that's why they chose this venue. We'll be here reporting live throughout the morning. Gabby Crevitt will also be here at some point, too. We'll keep you updated every step of the way as to these two considerations, which also include that 90-day extension to the current self-isolation rules. For now, I'll toss things back to you. Caitlin, Chet, good morning over there. MTN News here.
All right, thank you very much, Cody. Again, that meeting starts at 7 o'clock this morning at the Commons at Baxter and Lund.
And we'll continue checking in with Cody Boyer throughout Montana this morning and into CBS this morning for the latest.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
6:40 right now. We're going to take a break. It's true, though, you can really die of a broken heart, but the term probably doesn't mean what you think. Coming up, learn what the medical reference of a broken heart really means and how COVID-19 is increasing that risk. And here's what's ahead on CBS this morning, also coming up at 7.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, we're in cities all across the country as the surge in the coronavirus continues. With numbers rising, the strain on hospitals is worsening. Hear from overwhelmed frontline workers about the fears and hurdles they face fighting the virus. Also, the federal government is pushing for schools to reopen in the fall. See how one district is preparing for students to get back in the classroom. And only on CBS this morning, Bill Nye, you know him as a science guy, gives us a demonstration on the effectiveness of masks. We'll tell you why he says this is a matter of life or death. We'll see you at 7.